Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today watching Lost. This is the first episode of the final season. Hopefully you guys are excited for what is to come and how the show concludes. Now, usually we run our most likely to dislike characters of each season. That's still going to happen, but that'll come at the later stages, like episode 13, 14. But from now, a vote is open in the description for the top 3 characters in the show. So we have been running one for the top 3 seasons. We've also been running for the next show on the channel, and you can pick 3 for that. But now it's going to be the favourite characters of the whole franchise. Yes, any character from season 1 to season 6 is going to be introduced, and you guys can have your say. I'm so excited to see who you guys pick. Now, obviously, the next show will soon be coming to the channel. There's only 17 episodes left, and right now it looks like it's going to be, yes, drum roll, Prison Break. Yes, that is in the lead. Now, interestingly, we upload every single day on the Patreon and the YouTube. Now, we're going to still upload every single day onto the Patreon, but when the next show starts, we're going to do weekly uploads onto the YouTube. So Saturday, Sunday are going to be breaks. It just helps, obviously, take the load off me. I'm traveling for like 30 days in the next 3 months combined, and, you know, it just helps the channel. So not going to affect this series at all. It's going to stay daily on Patreon and daily on YouTube. But when we move on to the next one, which looks like Prison Break, we go into our 5-2 off, 5-2 off, 5-2 off, just like that. Just so, you know, everybody can have enough time, enough place to relax. Hopefully, guys are okay with that. If you want daily uploads, like I said, Patreon every single day. If you do enjoy today's episode, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. I knew it. I said dinner. I felt like we'd start this season back on the plane.
So how's the drink?
Good.
That's not a very strong reaction.
Well, it's not a very strong drink.
Don't tell anyone.
My husband said the planes want to stay in the air.
Sounds like a smart man.
It's okay. You can let go.
Looks like we made it.
We sure did.
Sorry about the unexpected bumps, folks.
Remind me to hold it next time, will you?
I seen John sat behind there. I could see him. What do you reckon that's from? Do you reckon that's from the island? We didn't see Desmond the first time. I didn't even know he was on the plane. Desmond was on the plane.
Do you mind if I stay here? Yeah, no problem. Do I know you from somewhere?
Oh yeah, they met before.
I'm not sure.
I don't understand how Desmond's on the plane. Oh, right, there's the island underwater. Reckon the statue's poking out or something. Oh, it's just a foot though. I thought the statue might have poked out the water. I don't really get what's going on, if I'm being honest. Interesting start.
You son of a bitch!
That Kate. Liking the sound.
Hello?
So, is she still on the island after it's blew up, but Jax woke up on a plane?
What happened?
What?
Where are we?
I can't hear you.
We're back.
Back where?
His ears must be still ringing.
Is that the construction site?
Oh, is there?
Jack?
Where are we?
At the hatch.
They built it?
Yeah. Sawyer!
Oh, he's gonna blame him for Juliet's death.
You said we could stop it from ever being built. Then our plane would never crash on this island.
Stop it!
You blew us right back where we started.
I thought it would work.
Well, it did.
It's a bit confusing. I'm not too sure what's going on.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yes, it's okay.
Best get back to our seats, sweetheart.
No knife and fork for you, honey.
What do you think I'm gonna do? Stab you and run?
Isn't it? She can't get away on the plane.
Hey, watch where you're going, buddy.
Sorry. My bad.
This is the owner of Mr. Cluck's Chicken. And he's back here riding coach with the rest of us yutzes, huh? Mind me asking, how exactly did a guy like you get to own a major corporation?
I won the lottery.
You know, you really shouldn't tell people you won the lottery.
Yeah, why not?
Because they'll take advantage of you, that's why not.
It's the advice, dude, but...
It is good advice, that, to be fair.
Nope. Nothing bad ever happens to me.
Oh.
Luckiest guy alive.
Oh, it's changed.
sky just went from day to night. What happened?
I think we moved through time.
Saeed needs help.
Where is he?
With Hurley at the van. 2 minutes away.
She's alive. I can hear her. I'm loving Sawyer this episode. I am. Oh, before we go into this, right? I actually have no idea what's going on. Like, how was Juliet alive? Like, I know that I said that it's happened to Desmond. First of all, let's go to Desmond, because I don't understand how Desmond's on the plane. Unless, right, what we're seeing on the plane is an alternate reality. You know what I mean? So basically, people exist in different timelines. You know what I mean? I can't explain it. I'm not smart enough. But, like, you see it on shows that basically there's a parallel you or something across the universe. You know what I mean? And you exist in different lines, and there's different versions of you, and obviously that is a potential one of them. So, like, if this never actually happened, but I would actually be very, very, very happy if that was this season, if I'm being totally honest. If we're going to have 2 consecutive timelines running, one of what could have been before the bomb, well, before the plane crashed, you know what I mean, and how they all lived their life, and this one on the island, I'd be fine with that. You know, it'd be really interesting to see, because obviously straight away up there we're seeing changes. You know, we're seeing well, first of all, the big change is Desmond sat next to Jack. We know that he was already on the island inside the hatch. Another one is Hurley is consistently cursed in normal. Now we know that he's the luckiest guy in the world. Do you know what I mean? First of all, I believe the information that Sawyer said to him is, don't tell people that you've won the lottery because people want to take advantage of you. I agree with that. Don't tell anybody your finances. You know, ideally, you can tell your wife and your husband how much you earn, but realistically, don't tell anybody. If you earn 100 grand, 200 grand, if you earn 20 grand, it doesn't matter. Don't tell anybody. You know what I mean? That's your business. The more you have, the more people want. That literally is facts. I can vouch for that as well. If I won the lottery, nobody would know. Literally, it'd be a closed circuit. But here, you know, I wonder if it's just flashed. Everybody that wasn't on the island when it first happened, they're all okay. Do you know what I mean? So that is why it explains that Juliet, she's still injured, but she's not dead. Everybody on the island might have all disappeared. They've jumped into the same timeline as Locke and Richard, maybe. I don't know, I'm guessing. And then we get in the other alternate world. It's quite interesting.
Don't worry, dude. Everything's gonna be fine.
Wherever I'm going, can't be very pleasant.
Saeed, come on.
I deserve it.
Gene?
Have we seen Hurley shoot a gun before?
And I know how to shoot it!
No, he doesn't.
Hello, Hugo.
Oh, we just seen him get kicked in a fire.
You got a minute?
저 사람들은 왜 쳐다봐?
그냥 너무 행복해 보여서요.
난 주체하라.
Oh, do you remember the overprotective Jin at the start?
This plane goes down in the ocean way out here. I think our chances of survival are exactly 0.
In calm seas, with a good pilot, we could survive a water landing.
What are you doing in Australia? I went down to get my sister out of a bad relationship. Didn't want to get out of, so here I am.
Actually, I went on a walkabout. We spent 10 days in the outback and nothing but our packs and our knives. We slept under the stars and made our own fires.
If this thing goes down, I'm sticking with you.
Do you know the guy that's asleep next to him? He was the one that got hit with the arrows, wasn't it? He was annoying. The approach that they've done with this is interesting, to be honest. We are doing 2 different stories.
Jacob's gone. I want you to go outside and tell Richard that I need to talk to him.
Who are they?
Other than the fact that I know they were on the Ajira flight with us, all I know is they knocked me out and dragged my ass to some cabin, which they promptly burnt, and then brought me here along with the dead guy in the box.
Hey, listen carefully. No one goes in there unless Jacob invites him in.
What happened in there?
Everything's fine. John wants to speak to you.
Richard, what are you doing? I don't understand. I'm happy to talk to John. Maybe you should talk to him first.
He's going to be confused the most because he killed him and now he's just been in there with him.
We can move this beam. I think I can get down there. Too heavy. You need something to pull it. The van, there's chains in it. Go get them.
You know what they was just saying there, actually? Just because he knew the question, kind of, you know, when they come and they asked Richard and they was like, you know, where's Jacob? But he was saying that just because you know it doesn't mean that you're in charge. And she's like, who is then? You know what I mean? Maybe only a certain select few know that, and if they do know it, then that means that they've been chosen by Jacob. I actually don't know. I mean, obviously Ben, he's going to be totally confused now. He's just literally left the room after killing Jacob, come outside to say, John wants to speak to you, told him that Jacob's okay, they're both inside, and then just been kicked to a dead body of John. So I think his head's going to be all over the place. He's literally a great actor, isn't he? He actually really is. Hopefully he got the credit he deserved from this. I actually probably think that he's done some of the best acting in this show. He's just dead. I don't know, he's just dead entertaining, isn't he? He actually really is. I do like him. With Juliet as well, right? I wonder if they've done the feels, i.e. like, you know, usually with me, I can start the next day, you know what I mean? Go from 5 to 6, but like, usually when a season ends, it's like a year, isn't it, till the next one? And I wonder if they ended it with Juliet as a possible dead or not dead, and gauged how the audience, you know, kind of reacted to it. See if people was happy, see if people wanted to keep her in it, you know, and then swayed along that side of it. Because nowadays, anyway, you can use social media. You probably didn't have it back then, did you? This was like 2009, 10-ish. I don't think they would have done it. They would have just gauged and just rocked with it. I think it's the right idea keeping him in. I always just think when you get to a last season, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point in having absent characters? If people have been in it pretty much throughout the whole show, keep them in it, take them towards the end. And if you want to start killing people off in the last 3-4 episodes, that's fine, because we know that they're never going to come back anyway.
Look, my friend Jin's going to be here any second, so you better stop ignoring
Your friend Jin won't be able to see me because I died an hour ago.
How'd you die?
I was killed by an old friend who grew tired of my company. I need you to save Saeed, Hugo. You need to take Saeed to the temple.
The temple? I'm supposed to know what that is?
Jin knows. Tell him to take you to the hole in the wall where he was with the French team.
Help me with Saeed. We have to get him into the van. Juliet needs our help.
I love hearing him speak English. It's mad, innit?
If I asked you to take me to where there's like a hole in the wall, where you went with the French team, would you know what I was talking about?
Yes.
Stop it. Stop, Sawyer. The van is here. The chains are coming.
She ain't making any more noises.
Well, she knows we're here. She's probably just resting.
If she dies, I'll kill her.
Can't blame him, can you? They better not tease us and then kill her.
Gentlemen, nothing to be alarmed about, but if there is a doctor on board, would you please press your call button?
Okay, it's Charlie.
If he's unconscious
I think he tampered with the lock. It's jammed or something. I don't know. He's not breathing.
His hair looks really short. Yeah, I liked his hair longer. I'm just a long hair kind of guy.
Hold this over his nose and mouth. Hold it there. Something's blocking his air passage. I got it.
Reckon he swallowed something. Oh, he's drugs. Heroin.
Am I alive? Yeah.
So nothing's really changed for Charlie. Still seems the same as he was.
Here, come on, baby. Come on, wake up.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
It didn't work. We're still on the island.
I just gotta get this loose enough to get you out, okay?
No, I hit the mountain. You're still here. I wanted to make it so that you never came to this damn island. It didn't work.
I'm gonna get you out of here and we're all gonna go home together. You hear me?
Sawyer!
You don't think this is how you build a relationship? Like, I'm fully involved in them two. I want them to be together big time.
Can you fix Saeed, Jack?
No.
No.
The temple can, so let's go. Yeah. Go on, Hurley. You take the lead this time, son.
What are you doing?
We're going in, and he's coming with us.
Where's Richard?
He's not coming.
Then who is that behind you?
Where's Jacob?
Jacob is dead. I'm assuming that you are, what, Jacob's bodyguards? Well, I have good news. Jacob burned up right there in that fire.
Okay, that's interesting.
Where is he?
Is he the monster? Imagine. I don't even know. Ben survived it. I don't think the monster will tap Ben. Yo, that is smart. Maybe that's how the cabin was protected all that time. Knocked him out. Oh, he's dead. I knew Ben would be safe. It left him last time. Oh, John's turning up again. Is he the monster?
I'm sorry you had to see me like that.
Right, so they said that he's found a loophole, i.e. found Ben to kill Jacob. Now, I wonder why that guy / the monster couldn't kill Jacob last time. Now, Jacob's cabin, yeah, it was ash around it. You know, every time we've seen him, it's there, but it's been broken this time. Do you know, when they went to see it and they was stabbed against the wall and said that he was in the statue, there was a break in it. It reminds me of Teen Wolf. You know, we used to have it, throw the mountain ash down. people can't come in and out of it. But like here, I'm not too sure how it actually works. Like, because this temple clearly, for example, or whatever you want to call it, this place that they are, wasn't covered with ash. So like Locke or whoever this monster is as a physical person could have walked over and killed Jacob themselves, could they not? They didn't need Ben to do it. And that's what's interesting. And also, that little scenario reminded me of, it literally reminded me of like a killer whale and a seal. You know, have you ever seen it before where a seal is lay on top of like a patch of ice? And he's obviously hiding from the killer whales, and what they do is they keep banging it and banging it and banging it until the seal like falls off, and then obviously they just all go and kill it. It was like that, you know. He was laughing kind of that he was okay around that ring, and what it done is it caused an action for him to fall out of it so that they could get it. It was really clever. I just don't understand how it's happening though. You know, it is interesting. I just don't get it at the same time. I hope Juliet survives, man. I really do. Like, you know, they can't tease us now bringing it back in. I would have accepted it. If she was out the show, I would have accepted it. You know, I didn't need to see her in today's episode for her to die again. You know what I mean? So let's hope she does survive, because like I said, the way they built her and Sawyer's relationship up, in my opinion, to be great. That's how they do it. A bit of slow burning, bit of bickering, bit of fighting, bit of reuniting again. Showing love, showing care. It's good stuff. I want them to be together.
We can get coffee sometime. We can go touch.
Juliet,
Kiss me.
you got it, Blondie.
I have to tell you something. It's really, really important.
Juliet.
She didn't say it. She better not die. She better not die. I've been saying I feel like she's pregnant me, man. I don't know why. Do you know what, right? If she's dead, I'm absolutely fuming. Like, I would have accepted it last season, but why are you teasing me now and then killing her?
Some people just don't know how to say thanks.
Excuse me. Do you know what happened to the guy that was sitting next to me?
Oh, we were asleep. Buckle up. We're almost home.
You know what? Them teeth are absolutely massive if it's economy. You know what I mean? Even the aisleways. I have to walk like sideways in it, me. That's how thin they are nowadays. Reckon they're going to get Charlie? Maybe. I don't even know. What would the punishment be for him? Is it just because he snuck some drugs onto the plane? Maybe Locke still needs his wheelchair. Realistically, thinking about it, I don't know what's actually changed. I mean, they've landed. The only thing we know that's changed different is that Hurley is now like a positive vibe guy. You know what I mean? Compared to having stuff wrong with him. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that obviously being on this plane and them landing would be like an alternate reality. That's what I was thinking anyway. Just showing like what you would be like on a different plane in time. Do you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, it seems like everything's still the same. Jax here is a doctor. You know what I mean? Hurley, you know, he's the only one that seems to have changed. He's actually, you know, no longer cursed. He's saying that, you know, he's blessed and everything great happens to him. Well, fair play. Well done to you. The thing that was a little bit confusing is Desmond was on the flight who wasn't before. But everybody else, you know, Locke's there, still looks like, you know, paralysed in the legs. To be honest, Shannon is actually not on there. She was on the first one, wasn't she? You know, he said that he went to Australia to get her, and then obviously he's saying that she didn't want to be saved. So that bit's changed a little bit, you know what I mean? But the people, like, their sequences, you know, seem to be just how it is. You know, Saeed's travelling, obviously, with a picture of, obviously, Nadia. You know, you got Charlie, he's a drug addict still. He was dying in the toilets, and obviously Jack's come and saved him. You know what I mean? You got Bernard and Rose, they were sat there as well. I'm sure the guy that was sat next to Locke and Boone, yeah, was the guy on the island that moaned that time. He just kept moaning and moaning and moaning before, obviously, he got shot and hit with the arrows. Ernst was in it as well. He made an appearance. You know, Kate's still being transported. You know what I mean? She's getting arrested. She's going to probably get sent down for the murder. So I'm not too sure really much what actually changed on that flight. Now, I know on the island, they've changed their timeline from 77 to... I actually don't know which one they've gone to. They've gone to after the hatch looks like it's been exploded anyway. maybe they're in the same timeline as Sun. You know, that's what I'm thinking. They're gonna have to get in that timeline at some point, so I'm just gonna rock with it right now. I can't believe they teased us as well with the Juliet scenario thing, that I thought she died last season, and then they brought us in and give us a bit of hope, you know, that she was alive and, you know, reuniting with Sawyer again, and then looks like she's dead again. It's like, why did you need to give us that? You know what I mean? Like, you didn't need to hit me with it, then I'm like, yes, and then hit me with it again. A double blow. You know, it kind of feels like Charlie all over again, when it's like, is he gonna die? Is he gonna die? Is he gonna die? Yeah, he's dead. It's like, for God's sake, man, I thought you should tease me and she was okay. You know what I mean? So this was interesting. You know, Sawyer's obviously going to blame Jack. I don't know how that's going to go down. You know what I mean? Maybe he wants to try and kill him all season. This is, I actually have no idea how the season's going to end, if I'm being totally honest. You know, we're coming into it, I'm totally blind. The thing is, when you watch shows, usually, you know, when you watch it in the present, you can kind of watch trailers as before they're coming out. Here, you just go straight into it, and unbeknownst to what's actually planned for the season, and I don't know at all how we're going to conclude it. It's definitely not how I thought the episode was going to go, but I have no problems with it. I thought it was decent. It's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As mentioned in the start, if you want to vote for your most liked character throughout the whole franchise, 3 votes are allowed. You know, the top 3 will be aggregated, and yours and mine will be shown the final episode of the season, so that is in the description. It's going to be there all the way up until the end, so please do get voting when you have a chance. Now, interesting stuff happened in this episode. You know, Ben has finally found out that Locke is not actually Locke. You know what I mean? He's got in, obviously. He's looking, he's scared, he doesn't know what he's done. You know what I mean? He's killed Jacob, the almighty Jacob, and he's not really too sure how he's going to handle it. You know what I mean? And then obviously Locke said, look, go outside, please. Go speak to Richard. Bring him in. You don't need to know what it's about. Just tell him that I need to talk to him. So he's gone and done that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's going out. He said, Richard, Locke needs you. Now, Richard's grabbed him, launched him into the sand and said, well, you know what? You need to see something first. And Locke's dead body's there. Ben's obviously well confused. He knew that he obviously killed Locke the first time, and he's not, well, first of all, after the conversation with Sun last season, you know, you could say, seeing him walking around the island absolutely terrifies me. Well, this has got to terrify you even more, hasn't it? Because, you know, the dead body actually is there, and somebody else who's Locke's been telling you to do things. So he's actually been held at gunpoint by the people that seem to be obviously Jacob's bodyguards. That's what they called it anyway when he went inside. Now, the interesting thing is, you know, Locke's been shot and nothing's happened. The bullet's just penetrated off him. Now, he's hidden, disappeared, and they're all stood there confused. Now, Ben's obviously hid because the monsters turned up. Now, I knew that Ben would be okay. The monster come and judged him last season, didn't they? You know, let him live, said to follow Locke, which is interesting because it means to follow itself, if you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, the Locke that we seen, well, actually, interestingly, you know, when Ben fell down through the floor and Locke was above and he said, look, I'm going to go and get a rope or whatever, that was the monster. And then, obviously, when they kind of parted ways from being able to see each other, the monster then come back down underneath the ground and done that thing around him, you know what I mean? Let him live. And then he's obviously gone and run back, and then obviously Locke's there. So that's interesting. The monster's like taking forms of itself and Locke and manipulating and making Ben do things. So obviously Ben's hiding in the corner, quivering. He's come in, he started attacking everybody, just like we're seeing it do to Mr. Echo. Now, thinking about it, why did it actually kill Mr. Echo? What did he do wrong? You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like Jacob has picked and hand-selected these people, these worthiness. You know what I mean? He's the one that's created the lists and selected and drawn people to the island. And, you know, he's come in, it's beat everybody up. One of the guys thought that he'd done him dirty and managed to actually hit himself with a ring of ash around him. You know what I mean? The monster couldn't get to him, but it managed to cause some sort of, like, distraction, some sort of, you know, commotion where he got hit by a rock and he actually stumbled out of the circle, which then he grabbed him and killed him as well. So everybody's gone down, and obviously Ben survived. As he's leaving, John Locke's turned up again. He's turned around, he's actually revealed that he's the monster. I'm sorry that he had to see me in that form. So I'm not really too sure what's actually going on there now that's happening, but that is another twist to the story. Now, again, interestingly, you know, we're actually seeing Jacob turn up to Hurley, saying, look, mate, you know, if you need to save Saeed, there's one place on the island that will help you. You need to go to the temple. Speak to Jin. He's been there before when he was with the French people. And basically take him there, and that's the only way you can save him. Now, Jack's come in, he's gone and tried to do it, it's not worked. He's admitted he can't do it as well. Hurley's had to reveal that he's spoken to Jacob before. None of them know who Jacob is. I'm sure that they've heard of Jacob in the story, but maybe they forgot about it. But now it's time for Hurley to save the day. And I'm hoping that Hurley can save Juliet as well. If Saeed can be saved, so can Juliet. Do you know what I mean? Both of them are dying now. I wouldn't say she's completely dead yet. I would have thought that last season, but then it gave me a little bit of hope in today's episode. She wanted to tell him something. I'm fully convinced me that she's telling him she's pregnant. You know, I've been saying it for like 5 episodes. I've got no reason to believe that, apart from she keeps like holding like a stomach like that. I was thinking that she wanted to get off the island because she knows that on the island having a baby is not the best, you know what I mean? And then when she thought that she was going to die, you know, she hit the bomb and she's obviously sacrificed herself, but then she's woke up again and then she's wounded, kind of like it didn't work, and now she's got to go through this again, and then she went to tell him and then she's fell asleep or died again. So it's like, it's all over the place, you know what I mean? And Sawyer's going to hold a grudge against Jack, and he's going to want to go and beat him up and kill him, and that's going to be really interesting as well. We've obviously got this story going on in this plane, this parallel thing, and we're going to see more people. Like I said, you know, I'd be totally happy to see an alternate reality, you know, if we flip between both stories on the island and off the island, how it would have been when they would have landed normally, then I'd be loving it. I think it'd be really interesting. Like I said, it gives us the opportunity to bring in old dead characters back into it, which is a big positive from me. Like I said, today we got a bit of Boone and we got Charlie as well, and I would have no problem with it. So potentially it's a big thumbs up from me. But if you did like today's episode and you did enjoy it, hopefully I get a big thumbs up from you as well. Please subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.